Has anyone ever told you that you're a ray of sunshine? What does that mean? Does that mean you're happy and full of sunshine? What if they were to say you're just a segment of sunshine? Now that wouldn't be very nice. But what is the difference between a ray and a segment? A segment is part of a line consisting of two endpoints. It starts and it stops. Where a ray is part of a line, but it just has one endpoint and continues on in one direction. Opposite rays are two collinear rays with the same endpoint. So we're familiar with opposite, go in opposite directions. And so if you put two rays back to back, sharing their endpoint, it will always form a line. Let's use this example to practice writing and naming segments and lines using proper notation. Let's start with segments. Segment BA is going to be the same as segment AB because they are both endpoints. It does not matter which one you write first. Notice the line above AB or BA when you write it is representative of a segment, no arrows on either side. When we name rays, however, it is important that we start with the endpoint, the one without the arrow, when we write it first. So ray BA is not going to be the same thing as ray AB. So the two rays that are shown in this example are ray BA and ray BC. We always write the ray with the arrow pointing to the right when we write it down on paper. Go ahead and complete the practice activity for rays and segments on your notes, and then when we move on to the next screen, we're going to switch gears and continue. All right, ready? What I want you to do is picture two lines, so get a picture in your head, two lines in real life that never ever cross. Got the picture? I bet I can guess what it was. Am I right? Did you picture railroad tracks? What term do we use to describe these two lines? Parallel, correct. So if I asked you to describe what parallel lines were, you would probably tell me two lines that never ever cross. Well, now I want you to consider this picture. These are two lines that never intersect, but they are not parallel. What are these lines called? They are called skew lines. So we have parallel lines and skew lines. Neither one of them will intersect, but they are not the same thing. The difference is parallel lines lie in the same plane and skew lines do not lie in the same plane. I like this example because of the nice color coding so that we can easily see the difference between parallel and skew. Study this example and be able to recognize sets of parallel lines and sets of skew lines. Let's look at an example of each. Let's take the red line. Segment AE is going to be parallel to any of the blue lines, BF, GC, and DA. Line AE will be skewed to any of the green lines. It's not going to touch them, but they are not on the same plane. So line AE is skewed to GF, HG, CB, or DC. Okay, and let's end with a couple more applications of parallel and skew. Let's think of some real-life examples. Parallel planes. So remember, a plane, such as a piece of paper, the tabletop, a wall. Parallel planes never intersect. So which walls in your house would be parallel? The opposite walls would be parallel. The ceiling would be parallel with the floor. Those are good examples. Last thing I want you to think about is where can we find skew lines around us? We saw the street signs as an example, but now I want you to get a little bit creative and take a picture for me if you can, or just describe two objects, two things that you could arrange as skew lines. Remember, you are a ray of sunshine, so you could use your body and something else just to demonstrate what would be skew. Can't wait to see your pictures tomorrow.